Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Today we're going to do a brief walkthrough of the ship's dental spaces and show those off. These are some of the best restored spaces on the ship. We have a tour guide who worked in the industry as his career, and he was able to fill in a lot of the equipment in here as if the crew had just walked off, which is my favorite way to interpret spaces. Iowa-class battleships carried 2 doctors for sickbay and 2 dentists for the dental offices. This is not only for the ship's own crew of about 2,000 people, but also for the crews of the smaller ships in the fleet that do not have doctors or dentists. Battleships don't go anywhere alone, so if any of these people have needs, while you're out at sea, they can be brought on board the ship either by highline transfer early in the ship's career or by helicopter throughout the rest of the career. The dental spaces on Iowa-class battleships are on 2nd deck, while the medical spaces are on 3rd deck. In earlier battleship designs, all of this was down in the same area. However, the various lines to go to each one were getting intertwined. So with the Iowas having all of this extra space compared to older battleships, they were able to spread them out more. So first off, let's check out the dental lab, which is the newest space to be restored. So this space has all sorts of machinery for if you have to make dentures or other sorts of fittings like that. You might think that it's weird that somebody in the military might need dentures. They're typically younger people. The old man of the ship, the captain, is probably in his 40s or 50s. You've got mandatory retirement somewhere in your 60s, depending on what year of the ship's service. So why would you need this sort of stuff? Well, you never know what kind of injuries somebody's going to take. And I love the story about how when the ship is first commissioned, she has a ton of young folks on board who have never seen a dentist before. And yet by the 1980s, the crew age goes up considerably. The guys who know how to use this World War II era technology last served during the Vietnam War, so they are proportionally significantly older than an average ship's crew in the 80s, just because they have that experience, especially when the ship is first reactivated in 1982. So it makes sense to have this equipment. Coming out of the dental lab, we've got a dental storage compartment over here. It's just a room with shelves, nothing special going on. We still use it as a storage compartment, not for spare teeth. This air compressor was added as part of the dental stuff. I'm not entirely sure what it attaches to, but we got one. And like any good dentist's office, we've got a waiting room. Ours is even stenciled with the Carducis with a D on it, showing that it is specifically dental chairs here. These sorts of chairs are the kind that the mess decks were equipped with in the 1960s. So either these were put into the waiting area at that time, or when the ship is being stripped in the 1980s to then be modernized, the dental officers who were part of the pre-commissioning unit might have managed to salvage these, or they're a pretty common chair type. They might have got them elsewhere. And like any good waiting room, we of course have a magazine rack. I hope you like reading about naval history. So, I assume your charts and records are in the records room down in medical. Dental does not seem to have its own separate room for that, so you might still have to go to medical to pull your charts to come up here. In the dental spaces proper, you've only got one door as designed. So you come in through here, which has a lab area where the dental technicians can work on stuff. We do have some cabinets in here that might be enough to hold dental records. Not entirely sure how those were used. Notice you've got a catalog of teeth, so you can pick your new ones. And then, oh man, if this doesn't look like a 1980s dental office, I don't know what does. This is the sort of equipment that was in my great uncle's dental office when I was a kid going to the dentist's. So, very much a period display here. You've got a tool cabinet, you've got a second chair. Remember, we've got 2 dentists, so you can have multiple working at a time. And then we come to the end of the passageway, and there should be a door here which we have removed. And this door is lead because our dental suite has its own x-ray machine. So you've got a chair to sit with the x-ray, and then you've got a lead wall there for the doctor, or excuse me, for the dentist or the dental technician to stand behind when they're taking those shots. And you've got a light box for illuminating. Does this guy still work? It's trying to. That light bulb's probably dead, but you can illuminate the stuff there. I'm not quite sure how you develop these, if you can do it here. We've got another x-ray lab down below in medical that does have a dark room associated with it, but it would seem weird to me that you would have to take these down there, develop them, and bring them back. I'm just not familiar enough with that. And then the museum has cut this hole in the bulkhead to make a second door for the tour route. And here's the original lead door for dental. Again, our agreement with the Navy is that anything we remove, we save so that if, for whatever reason, the ship gets taken back, everything can be returned to its rightful location. And like everything else on the battleship, the dental suites are just built into the other functions of the ship. So just outside the door here is a series of berthing compartments. And you can see one of our examples of sailor art here, specifically for dental. And a little sign to one of our crew members who berthed in this space during World War II. Interestingly, he was not a dental technician, so it doesn't seem like this space was just for the dental staff. I'm not quite sure where medical staff would have berthed, but it's not necessarily the closest room to their work area. There's sometimes no rhyme or reason to why people get berthed in certain areas. So, would you get your root canal in Battleship New Jersey? Let us know in the comment section down below. Did you ever have to get dental work done at sea? Even cruise ships carry medical personnel for if there's any sort of emergency needs while underway. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We really appreciate your support, and there's a link in the description if you'd like to continue supporting the channel. You can also support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find out about the museum and the channel. Thanks for watching.